Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, let's dive into this. Today, we're tackling something that honestly feels like a massive, insurmountable mountain to a lot of people, and that's building an Irish pension from absolute scratch. But look, I promise you, we're going to take that incredibly daunting task and turn it into a remarkably simple, actionable blueprint. If you've got no pension right now, or you're just sitting there with absolutely no clear plan on what to do next, you're in exactly the right place. We're breaking down the whole process step by step so you can go from zero to having a solid financial foundation just quietly working away in the background for your future.
Here's a quick look at the agenda for today. We're covering 1. Overcoming pension paralysis. 2. Where to open your pension. 3. Funding and investing basics. 4. Maximizing your pension growth. And 5. The power of starting now. See, the whole intimidating process really just boils down to these 5 totally manageable areas.
All right, Section 1, Overcoming Pension Paralysis, breaking the cycle of I'll do it later. I know that for so many of us, just hearing the word pension brings on a massive wave of dread and cognitive overload. It's just a lot, isn't it? So I want to ask you directly right now, do you have absolutely no clear pension plan? If your answer is yes, I just want to validate that for a second. It is entirely normal to feel financial anxiety around this. Pensions feel incredibly complicated, right up until the exact moment you break them down. The big mindset shift we really need right out of the gate is this. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be started. This is the ultimate good enough heuristic in action. So many people out there wait around for the perfect salary bump or until they completely understand financial markets before they start. But honestly, getting started imperfectly today is infinitely better than waiting for a perfect moment that's probably never going to arrive.
Moving right along to Section 2, Where to Open Your Pension, your 2 main paths to getting started.
Okay, so you generally have 2 main routes to get off the ground here. First up is a workplace pension. Step 1 is literally just checking if your employer offers a scheme. If they do, start there. Why? Because in most cases, they're going to put money in right alongside you. If there is an employer match available, your first goal is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to contribute enough to get that full match. No exceptions. It is literally free money and one of the biggest financial advantages you can possibly get. Now, if you don't have a workplace pension, no worries, you take the solo route, which leads us straight to a PRSA.
Let's demystify that piece of jargon right now. PRSA stands for Personal Retirement Savings Account. If you are taking the solo route, this is hands down the most straightforward way to start a pension in Ireland on your own. It is remarkably simple to do. You set one up through a provider, pick a fund, and start a monthly contribution. Again, it doesn't need to be perfectly optimized on day one. You just need to get the account open and that direct debit started. Let's hit Section 3, Funding and Investing Basics. How much to pay and where to put it.
I want you to use this number as a really powerful mental anchor. Aim for 10 to 15% of your income. That is a fantastic, straightforward starting point if you're kicking off this journey in your 20s or early 30s. Now, obviously, if you're starting a little later in life, you might need to bump that percentage up a bit to catch up. But, and this is a massive but, if 10 or 15% feels way too high for your budget right now, just start lower. Start at 5%. Heck, start at 2%, because getting into the habit and consistency matters far, far more than hitting the exact optimal mathematical number on day one. And this brilliantly illustrates what to do once you've picked a number. You have to choose an investment approach, and people love to overcomplicate this step. But if you don't want to play stockbroker, a diversified higher equity fund, which is represented by that huge 80% slice, is usually a very appropriate strategy for a younger person. The absolute key takeaway here, do not leave your money sitting in overly conservative, low-risk funds for decades. You need that money to grow. As you actually inch closer to retirement age, well, then you can start gradually reducing that risk.
All right, heading into Section 4, Maximizing Your Pension Growth, Tax Relief, and Scaling Up. You guys, this right here is the absolute secret sauce of wealth building in Ireland, making the tax system work its hardest for you. Look at these massive figures, 20% or 40%. You absolutely must take full advantage of tax relief. Your contributions can qualify for relief at either the 20% or 40% rate, totally depending on your income tax bracket. So what does that actually mean for you? It means the true cost out of your pocket is significantly lower than the actual amount of money going into your investment. Just remember, if you aren't doing this through a payroll system at work, you have to actively claim that relief back from revenue.
Now, the next part of our blueprint is to increase your contributions over time. Remember, you don't have to hit your ultimate financial target immediately. The real trick here is to increase your pension contribution by just a tiny percentage every single time you get a raise. This strategy is a game changer. It allows you to drastically improve your long-term outcome without ever feeling a major pinch in your day-to-day life, simply because your take-home pay is still going up at the same time.
Now, a super common fear I hear all the time is that a pension is going to turn into this part-time job that you have to constantly manage. But I promise you, it really isn't. Look at this schedule. Review your contribution level once or twice a year. Review your fund choice once or twice a year. Track your overall progress, you guessed it, once or twice a year. You do not need to obsess over your pension every week, and you definitely shouldn't be making constant panicky changes. Just review it occasionally, make a small tweak if needed, and let it do its thing.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, the power of starting now. Why time is your greatest asset.
So the crucial point is this consolidated blue point right here. If you strip away all the financial noise and jargon, building a plan from scratch is incredibly straightforward. Step 1, start with employer contributions if you got them, otherwise open a PSRA. Step 2, contribute consistently. Step 3, claim your tax relief. And step 4, increase those contributions over time as you earn more. Honestly, just doing these 4 simple things puts you miles ahead of a massive percentage of the population.
And to just quickly reiterate our core philosophy for this whole explainer, whatever you do, avoid doing nothing. You don't need to get everything 100% right on the first try, but you simply cannot afford to stand still. Prioritize consistency way over perfection, and just let time do the heavy lifting. Because in the world of pensions, time is this incredible, invisible force that actually does most of the hard work for you. The earlier you start, the less heavy lifting you have to do yourself.
I want to wrap up by leaving you with this fantastic quote from our source material. Starting a pension is one of those classic chores we all tell ourselves we're just gonna sort out later. But as the source brilliantly notes, that strategy works, quote, right up until later arrives much faster than expected, which would fit neatly into the kind of quiet, creeping chaos you'd see unfold in Father Ted. Don't let your financial future turn into a creeping, chaotic sitcom. Take control right now. So here's my question for you. What is the single easiest step you can take today to get your blueprint started? Think about it, get to it, and we will see you on the next explainer.